Hello and welcome to Saved Not Scammed, where we expose manipulation, uplift the truth, and where we always remember Jesus didn't need an upline, so neither do we. My name is Kayla, and I am, if you haven't guessed it, a Christian. I am also an anti-MLMer. And what I'd like to do here on this channel is expose faith manipulation, specifically within MLM's top 1%, and go, hun, the Bible does not say that. However, today is going to be the second episode of the Funnel Files. The person that we're going to feature today does in fact wear a big old cross on their neck, and there are some mentions of some faith manipulation in this one, but primarily the focus of Funnel Files is those advertisements you see all over Instagram. They're so annoying that are like, is your upline telling you this, that, and the other? Well, I've got a solution for you. Just buy my course and learn all these things, and you're going to make so much money in your MLM. So the Funnel Files is a play on X-Files. It is to seek out these scams, expose them for what they really are, which are scams on top of scams that specifically exploit the pain points of the 99.9%. This video I have actually already filmed. I filmed the entire thing, and what did I find? That my microphone was on mute or something of that nature. I have tested this. We're fairly certain it works. I film from my phone, so I have no idea what I look like, what hair is out of place. I've had a couple films, where I'm like, hello. I am so sorry it's been a while to get some videos to you, but I am so excited to feature today Trey Bearor on the Funnel Files.
Voice note more strangers while dinner gets cold?
You've done everything they told you to do. You're posting daily. You're adding value.
Because you're not even coaching them, you're babysitting them.
So no one cares about your 5 tips too.
Network marketing doesn't work.
Grab your copy now.
On a $7,500 group coaching program for women.
Going on vacations, flying first class.
But all it's gotten you is ignored, ghosted.
Forget bugging friends and family. Forget approaching strangers in public.
DM me the word system and I'll send you over the exact system I use to generate over 30 new sales a month.
So we are going to take a look at the first advertisement.
That's a network marketer. You know what they're being taught? They're being taught to go out there and hound their family and friends, to talk to these random people on the internet, and then when they don't get results because they can't sell their product, they can't recruit people in their downline, guess what happens next?
What?
They're being taught to just go out there and do more of the things that aren't working, even though they have nothing to show for it. That's kind of weird, don't you think? Mm-hmm. Imagine if you were being taught to go out there and do more things and you're not getting good results from that. You'd stop doing that, don't you think? Kind of weird. So look, don't you think they should go watch my web class where I show them how to actually get people to buy your product without them to hound them in Messenger, and how to recruit rock stars in their downline, people who are actually looking for a good business opportunity? Do you think they should join that?
Yes.
Well, guys, it's this Thursday. Okay, click the button right below. Go sign up for that web class. I'm going to show you how to recruit rock stars in your downline and even sell your product on autopilot without having to chase people around like crazy and follow up just to get ghosted and ignored and rejected. We'll see you on that web class, right, Jackson?
Click.
Click. See you there.
First off, I want to say that I've got a new prop. My beloved red flag. It's cutesy, but it serves a purpose. Having your child in an advertisement for your scam, but even if it wasn't a scam, we've got a big old red flag here, because children are minors. They don't know about informed consent. Having them work for something for money without the proper legal setups involved is extremely important. That's why there is a difference between child actors and people who vlog, family vlog, etc. They are required by law to do certain things that family vloggers are not. Not only that, but it is in a situation where they're just living their best life. They're at usually home. I'm assuming that this is his home based off of some other videos that I've seen. So he's at his home minding his own business, and then his dad gets him to go do this. It's just gross to me. And the entire interaction between them was uncomfortable for me personally to watch.
Kind of weird.
Once again, I'm very opinionated when it comes to minors. You will not see my daughter's face. There's like 2 pictures of her as a baby and like some that she's been tagged in from family, but there are no current pictures of my daughter anywhere. She's 7 years old. She does not need to be on the World Wide Web. I don't know the age of this child. He looks fairly young, maybe 5 years old. I left a nasty comment, and this is the first time I've ever gotten blocked. I am so small. I finally hit 200 subscribers. So exciting to me. Thank you, everyone. I just want a huge shout out to every single person. I mean, I've made connections. Kate, Sarah, all the people in my comments who are not only contributing such incredible information to the conversation, but you guys are becoming, I'm like looking forward to you. I'm like, Ella, what does Ella have to say? Like, I'm so excited. So thank you so much. If I haven't named you, I'm thinking about you. I just like all the usernames, it's hard to. So if you comment, please put your name if you feel comfortable, be like, or whatever name you want to go by. Be like, I'm Mr. So-and-so. So just because I just love talking to you guys. I'm super bad at talking because you know that I do not have my notifications on. I almost always say subscribe, but don't push that bell icon if you want to conserve your peace, because ain't a big at time. You'll find me when you're ready to watch YouTube. You'll click on it. My face will pop up if you watch me frequently. And bada boom, bada bing. Why put the bell icon? I'm sorry. Once again, my notifications are off on almost everything except for text messages and phone calls. That is it. So if I don't get back to you for days, it's because I'm living my life and I'm thinking about you. But I also got a life to live. So don't mind me, but I'm so excited when I get all of those comments. And usually right after I post a new video, I'm like, I want to see what people have to say about it. In case there's like a big booger in my nose, who knows? So back to Trey Bearor. So he's got his kid in this, and I had to comment. So I commented, he's doing this as he's like approaching multi-level marketing people, right? That they're being taught this, that, and the other. So kind of like from that point of view. So I said, they're being taught to use their children who cannot provide informed consent for their own monetary gain, or better yet, how to scam people on a system that not only the FTC, but also their own income disclosure statements show 99% of people will make no money once their expenses and revenues have been appropriately calculated. And then I ended it with, this is cringe, knock it off. So another thing, if you have not seen my videos before, quick plug, free plug, is that I did create a little Excel sheet down below. It is with love and compassion for those who are in multi-level marketing. So if you have a sister, a friend, someone who you truly love, you could even position it as in like, oh my God, it's this like cool thing. It doesn't even like say anything about anti-MLM. I'm not trying to like hide it from anyone, but I also don't want people in MLMs to get their defenses up. It's really just a tool for those in multi-level marketing to be able to use as a way to see if they're making actual money. And at the very bottom, once they put in their expenses, they put in their profit, even if they're in the green, it has a section where you put in the amount of hours that you work, which will then say, okay, if you made $1,000 over a year, but you worked 2 hours a week, that's like 40 cents per hour or something crazy like that. I don't know the math. I don't know the mathsies. That is for free. There are 2 versions of it. There's a locked version where you don't have to worry about messing up any of the formulas. The second version is not locked. It has all the formulas completely at your disposal. So you can go crazy with it. You can edit it. You can save it. You can change the language, add things in, whatever you want. It's totally yours. So immediately I was disturbed by this gentleman. And since it's perfectly fit into the funnel files, which I already have a ton of content on my backlog for, but this took precedence because I got blocked. Hello. And it was so exciting. It was my very first block. So I really wanted to feature him. Of course, before I got blocked, I was able to, and I was the first comment, by the way. There's only 1 like and I was the first comment. But I wanted to see what else he has on his Instagram. So Trey has 20.4 thousand followers. He puts that he is the founder of Automated Pro. We're going to go into that in detail later. It says, helped 576 plus network marketing leaders create automated systems to get more leads and sales online. Start here. There's a web class where he convinces you essentially to be a part of Automated Pro. Let's look at some more of his Instagram content. New network marketers that just signed up. Old upline, make a list of your family and friends, use these scripts and send it to all of them. Feeling like everyone else who can't stand this strategy. What Trey recommends from my understanding and what he promotes. And I want to make it clear, everything that is said as my own opinion. It is not fact. It is just my own opinion. In addition to that, all this content I have gotten is from Instagram and YouTube. It is all under fair use. I'm making commentary about this content. Trey strikes me as someone who would be quick to be like, flag, 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 and not go into any detail. And you will see why later. He is fine with skirting all kinds of stuff, including not paying his employees, including totally fabricating courses and saying that you could just make them up on ChatGPT, all kinds of good stuff that we have coming up. But he just strikes me as the kind of person that would do a strike. I don't even know what those look like or how those are. Once again, I'm brand new. I'm just a little baby. Goo goo gaga, okay? I don't know what I'm doing. But what I do know is this is all under fair use, and this is all my own opinion. So he says network marketers just signed up, and they're told to make this list of family and friends because that's your warm market. And of course, people usually use their warm market. Once it's used up, then they go into their cold market. And what Trey suggests with his automated pro, from my understanding, is that he suggests that you essentially create a website or platform that they can go to then enroll. So people are coming to you. How do you do that? You create lots of content that kind of, just like he's doing right here, that kind of pushes them towards that. Like, see what I've got, because, once again, they're playing off the pain points of the 99%. Now, as a reminder, if you haven't already watched this, I'm assuming you're an anti-MLMer if you're watching this, because who would seek this information out other than Trey himself? Hi, Trey. Hello. Of course, we know that 99.9% of people participating in multi-level marketing are not making money. They're making no money or little money. You can see that in the FTC research regarding multi-level marketing and pyramid schemes. I said and, not and or. FTC likes to say that there's a legitimate multi-level marketing where your focus is only the selling the products. It's not on gathering a team. Now, when you look at all these advertisements, the advertisements are almost telling you right there what a scam it is. If these advertisements are telling you, I can tell you how to build a team, I can tell you how to build a team, and they're positioning themselves to all of these companies. They're not like, hey, if you're a part of Amari, if you're a part of Make Wellness, if you're a part of, no, they're saying all network marketing companies, you can gain wisdom from this, which is how to recruit more people, which of course is the difference between a legitimate MLM and a pyramid scheme, which I believe all multi-level marketing companies are in fact pyramid schemes. Unless they do not have the recruitment aspect, I think they're a pyramid scheme, point blank period. Hello. On to the next video on his Instagram. It says, is network marketing a scam? If it's a scam, why do I get taxed on commission like other legitimate businesses, Brenda? Oh my God, what an ignoramus. Goo goo gaga. So really, the commission that you're talking about is very little money. He's not talking about a specific company, but we've seen income disclosure after income disclosure say a mass majority of people are making less than $100 in an entire year. And that's not calculating the products that they get, any kind of annual fees they have to pay, any kind of enrollment fees, etc., etc. So, no, we're not saying that the company doesn't disguise itself as a means for you to make money, but the scam portion of it, and especially the way they go about it, is that 99.9% of people don't make that commission to be taxed on. But yet they spend lots and lots of money and are encouraged to continue doing that by a bunch of unprofessionals. You have to buy $100, $200, $300 starter kits, and now all of a sudden you're a professional. There's no resume involved. You have no background in it. People just become these 1099 contractors all because they bought some products. So no, it has nothing to do with that. And in addition to that, being a 1099 employee, yes, there are ways to create like an actual business as a 1099 contractor. With that being said, most people don't do that, and so they're just a salesperson.
Can't sell their product. They can't recruit people in their downline.
It's not that it's not legitimate to be a salesperson. It's that, are you actually making money? That's where the scam issue is. Are you actually making money? And what they say is it misleading people to join their team, whatever, in an effort for the top 0.01% to make money. And the answer that I have seen over a decade of watching, consuming, seeking out people's own anecdotal stories is, in fact, yes. This is accurate and true for every single company that we have ever found in the multi-level marketing space who does give their income disclosure statement. In my opinion, Trey, you're using a fallacy. Once again, DC, great creator, she'd be the one who would tell you what kind of fallacy it is. I'm not as smart as her. But what I do know is this is a fallacy, what a strong man or something, using something completely unrelated to try to provide proof. But in all actuality, it's not even what our point is. Another thing that I noticed too, sorry, before we go on to the next video, is he's got like no likes, no comments. So it's very interesting to see how little traction his content actually gets.
3 tips to help network marketers actually build a solid business in 2025. Keep it under 30 seconds. Let's hear it.
All right, here we go. Number 1, build a personal brand. People connect with you, not...
First, did you hear the voice that he uses for his ChatGPT? First off, I love ChatGPT, but it's very important to understand that it's artificial intelligence and what it utilizes to genuinely help you. It's essentially designed to accumulate all the information that you see on the World Wide Web and regurgitate it in a very conversational way. Now, with that being said, the World Wide Web has tons of information out there, including people who think multi-level marketing is great, either because they're in the top 0.01% or because they want to get there, and so they will fake it until you make it, if you will. But the fact that not only does he have this bro man voice, like he's talking to a broski, but the question is very pointed. So that's why when I'm very strategic with asking ChatGPT information. For example, I want it to accumulate research. I want to know all the different things. I want to know all the different sources. And then I click on it myself. It's just merely finding the information I need so that I can then consume it. But he's using it very differently, right? He's using it as a way to ask a very pointed question, so that way the result you get is positive in nature regarding multi-level marketing. Once again, there's tons of content for it to grab off the World Wide Web that would be able to regurgitate positive content. When I look up on my ChatGPT, why is joining a multi-level marketing company a bad idea? It would provide a plethora of information, because why? There's a plethora of information online, right? So AI is designed to offer you not per se super smart information. It gathers the super smart information that other people have put out to regurgitate towards you, once again, in a conversational way. Let's see what he has coerced his ChatGPT to say.
All right, here we go. Number 1, build a personal brand. People connect with you, not just your products. Number 2, leverage automation and systems so that you can stop the manual grind and focus on scaling. And number 3, provide genuine value through content that educates and engages your audience. Nail those 3 and you're golden.
Amen, brother. Thank you.
You got it.
You're supposed to like comment on my post, like it, share it, all the things. So do that.
So ChatGPT is not per se incorrect in this scenario. You are the product, right? It's not the product. And I'm going to be honest with you, that goes for sales too. If you want to be a successful salesperson, you want to become the go-to. You want them to trust what you have to say. Now, it's important, in my personal opinion, to also love the products that you sell. If they just liked the products themselves, they would purchase it from anywhere, right? So especially as a salesperson, you want them to call you up. You want them to hit you up in order for them not just to get the products, but also to be contacting you regarding it so that you, of course, get the commission. But you do that by becoming someone who's trusted, someone that they have a good time with, someone that they know will sell them the right solution for them. So AI is not wrong in this situation. But remember, you know, his entire thing is saying, oh, ChatGPT says it, so duh, it's true. No, ChatGPT is forming a answer that it knows that you want to hear based off of all the other content that I'm sure you fed to it. In addition, it is retrieving information online that also is a little scam like you have that is saying, hey, you make all this great content, you put it out there and get them to click on this one website that they put in their information so that you can then contact them for.
You definitely want to burn out as a network marketer. Just follow these 3 things. 1, just slide in the DMs to build relationships with people just so you can pitch them on the back end.
I always felt so weird doing this. Hey Jim, how's the dog doing? How's the fam? By the way, do you keep your income options open when it comes to making money? Ah, so that's why you've been messaging me and commenting and liking on all my posts. Number 2, have absolutely no content strategy and post all about your products as much as possible and pray that a sale is actually going to happen. Look, you turning your timeline and social media into this billboard for the company is not going to make me want to buy from you. Number 3, when all that's not working, just listen to your upline say, it's just a numbers game. So you can spend more of your time doing more things that aren't working with nothing to show for it. Look, I'm not bagging on you. I've done all 3 of these things, completely burnt myself out as a network marketer, and I soon hated my business. I want to show you a new way of building a network marketing business. Just type in the word web class in the comment section below. I'll send it right over to you.
So this is a great example of how he's utilizing, once again, the pain points, which is that they are unable to get customers. It feels awkward, uncomfortable. They're exploiting their personal relationships, all in a means to get monetary gain. But he is too. That's what his goal is. So let's see what else I discovered about him. First, I did go to ChatGPT, once again, my beloved OG, and I asked, what in the heck is Automated Pro? Tell me about this thing that he has created. AutomatedPro.io is an all-in-one funnel and automation platform specifically designed for network marketers. It helps users capture leads, automate follow-up, and grow their team or business without relying on manual outreach or awkward tactics. So he says how it works. There's a funnel system, lead generation and follow-up, a builder tool that has members-only content, like scheduling links so prospects can book calls directly, and you don't have to chase them. Now, we're going to see here in just a little bit how people are saying, yeah, but if you don't have any traction, if nobody's coming and putting their name and information into the funnel, then what's the point of building all of this? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's all about content and what we put out there. And you can see even Trey himself, based off of his low amount of likes, his low amount of comments and engagement from his community, with 20.4 thousand followers, that he himself is struggling with putting out quality content, in my opinion.
Can't sell their product.
And so are others. Because ultimately, when you're selling something, people are going to be wary. We have been sold to for what feels like a decade now. There is no longer a social media space that's just social media for us to connect. Remember when Facebook was just Facebook, MySpace was just MySpace? That's no longer the case. You scroll and you will see an advertisement, whether it's a friend or family member selling their multi-level marketing, whether it's a local business, or whether it's an advertisement from some business. It's everywhere. So customers are tired and they're wary of it. And they're especially wary of when they hear get rich quick schemes because of videos like the one I'm making right now, where tons and tons of people are coming out saying, these are not lucrative. This is not actually going to do anything for you, and here's why. And we're poking all of the holes, and we are showing proof, anecdotal evidence, etc. to expose this for what it is.
Kind of weird!
So his landing page highlights that it's a results-driven system. Within 7 days of launching my funnel, I had 4 new customer sales. Record-breaking signups, personalized funnels, praised as extremely easy to use, and professionally effective. Now, why is that? Because he's actually utilizing an entirely different website that sets up the forums for you, that does the scheduling, that does all of that stuff for you. But once again, if no one's going to fill it out, what's the point? So let's go a little bit deeper into AutomatedPros.io. We know what it's positioned as, but what are people saying about using it? Trustpilot, which is supposed to be for customers to leave their honest reviews, gives it a poor overall rating. It has a 2.3 out of 5 from 7 reviews. But the information on Trustpilot was very weird. It says some of them are from employees and the other ones don't make a lot of sense. For example, it says, "Thank you, very understandable and helpful. Wow, I like the page. I really love reading the latest news. Very professional content." News? Okay, interesting. This said, never paid employees for more than a month, and never have the guts to even acknowledge. I wonder how they manage their systems. Never go with their client orderific, especially restaurant owners. You will thank me later. They are terrible with their services. I have enough proof to show how miserable they are. Restaurant owners, this is mainly for multi-level marketing. So I was a little confused. When I asked ChatGPT to dig a little bit deeper into automatedpros.io, one of the first things that came up was its Glassdoor rating, which is 2 out of 5 from 14 reviews. Only 9% of the employees said they'd recommend this company. So it's one thing to hear about reps having horror stories, but when your actual employees have horror stories, that's where we've got a big old... Do you like this? I made it myself. Pretty proud of it. Whee! Did I spend too much on creating this? Yes, I did, but I felt like I could use it for every single video. So we got our little red flag. It's so cute. And, I could put it up for like Valentine's Day as like decor. What do you think? You like it? Tell me. Glassdoor says that the common complaints are micromanagement, long hours, punitive culture, lack of work-life balance. Specific complaints about penalties, constant monitoring, and inflexible work schedules. One virtual assistant shared, "You'll learn to multitask, nothing much. This company sucked up the life of staff, fixed monthly payment of $300. Ambition Box is similar to Glassdoor. It gives it a 1.0 rating out of 5 from 5 reviews. Nearly unanimous dissatisfaction across categories like salary, culture, and job security. One reviewer puts it bluntly: toxic environment, no weeks off. They failed to pay employees for more than a month. The CEO did not even respond and blocked the employees. Looks like me and the employees have something in common. We're blocked when he is faced with anything that holds him accountable. In my research for automatedpros.io, I also wanted to hear from their customers too. And on Reddit, there are stories that I want to read to you. Marketing expert scam Trey Bearor. I ordered a program from Trey Bearor, and it is meant to help grow leads and grow your business. The program was not what he said or what I expected, and I followed procedure for his policy to have a refund, and he will not give me a refund. I am requesting assistance due to the fact that I ordered his program and requested the refund within the proper time frame, sent all documentation and proof that I completed everything required to get the refund, and he is denying the refund. After disputing with my bank for 2 weeks, they are now requesting that I have a second opinion on the case, written in letter with a letterhead stating that the product was not working for me, as I have documentation of, and the refund is proper due to following procedure within 30 days and sending all required documentations to Trey. Currently, Trey still has my $497, and I am kicked out of the group on Facebook, and he has also blocked me. Gosh, customers, employees, and just random ladies on the internet. You're blocking them all, Trey. Good job. I have nothing to show for myself or my website or money. He has my money and I have nothing. I am asking if you can help me with a letter for my bank. That's the only way they're going to give me my money back. I have all proof and documentation of everything. The bank has made me go above and beyond to prove my case, which has shown me I have no buyer protection. I am begging to have help to get my money back. Please help me. Someone replied to that. And this was only 9 months ago. The first one was 5 years ago. The second one was 9 months ago. It says, I know exactly how you are feeling. I, too, was swooped in hook, line, and sinker, but had no idea all the work I was going to have to put in to get this put together. He got $1,000 of my money, and when the 3-month trial ended, I was going to be charged $97 a month on top of what I already paid to him. He was responsive, but did not provide helpful insight or one-on-one support outside of just telling me to keep making content for a year, evaluate what works, and then stick with what worked. I know another person who bought into his program then, when it was realized the level of work, they would have to decide to pay extra to the tune of $6,000 to Trey to put together their platform. After 5 to 6 months, the site was ready, but Much to the person's satisfaction, it was not what they thought it was going to be, and they too were not getting any sort of opt-ins or attracting customers. His pitch, while it sucks you in, leaves out what putting this together entails. It took me 3 months to get it together by myself, trying to figure out how to integrate my business email and whatnot. His testimonials all share that it was super easy and was fruitful right away, making them thousands of dollars. What he doesn't explain is how you get the traffic to your site, and that's where the social media content comes in. If you aren't great at social media, now you have another learning curve thrown at you, and before you know it, this guy has thousands of dollars of your money while he brags about selling his home in New York and moving to the country to build a homestead of land while he and his wife work from home. He's a godly man, which also hooked me and several other customers I'd reached out to from his weekly meetings. And all of us had very little, if any, engagement to our site. And of course, this is all our fault. He provided the product we paid for, but not the great customer service he throws out there in his ads. Super disappointed and have to wash this up as a lesson learned to walk away when it sounds too good to be true. Hopefully my $1,000 and $6,000 several other clients paid him help pay his mortgage and ability to work from home at the expense of others' unsuccess. I can't imagine investing that much money and seeing it do nothing. And this is something you can report to the FTC. False advertising, putting out there that, and what I think we really need to start doing is reaching out to the appropriate places. There's consumer protection laws for a reason. Advertisements need to have truth in them. If he is putting out this information, you need a screenshot and you need to report it to the FTC. It's not okay what he's doing. And we're going to watch a video in just a moment where it shows that he has no remorse for the type of decisions he makes and the people that he hurts, in my opinion. Really, he's made lots and lots of grimy decisions over the years, and it is hurting people. And that is why, Trey Bearor, you are my second episode of Funnel Files. Now, Trey Bearor on his YouTube has 10,000 subscribers. And yet his videos are getting less than 200 views each. Interesting. So let's watch this one. It's called The Truth About Getting Rich in MLMs. No one talks about this.
Marketing, multi-level marketing, and you're sick and tired of the go talk to more people and go post more stuff. It's just a numbers game. Go follow up. This video is going to absolutely change your life. Stay tuned. Let's get started. All right, my friend, before we get started, I want you to know two things. Number one, what I'm about to show you it works for every company. It works for any industry. It works for any product that you're trying to sell. I don't care if you are in a unilevel or a binary compensation plan. It doesn't matter if the company's been around for years or it's just getting started. It does not matter what niche you're in. The strategy I'm going to teach you today is going to make you a lot of money, and it works for anything. Okay, and honestly, this works for things outside of network marketing, but I'm specifically going to teach this for the network marketing leader so that you don't feel stuck and capped out anymore. And that's the second thing I want to tell you. This is for the network marketing leader. This is not a video for a newbie. This is not someone who's like, I just want to know how to sell more stuff. This is for the leader who feels that they are capped out right now. They are posting, they are feeling like they are talking to the same exact people over and over again. Their list is not growing all the time, and they probably have already built a downline. They have already made some success and they've made some good money, but they just are like, dude, there has to be a next level to this. And that's the truth. In network marketing, there are levels, and you can easily spot what network marketer is at whichever level that they're at. Here's what I mean. A beginner network marketer will be doing the typical things where if they just got started, they're going to say, hey, I just joined this company. Here's the product. Here's my link. Go buy it now. They're probably not going to get that many sales from it at all. They might get like one or two because those are the people who know them and trust them the most. But after that, if they don't acquire the skills to learn how to market and get people to buy, they're gonna stay stuck right there, like a couple weeks and they done. That's like the first stage. So 0 to 1 is the thing that you're gonna see is like them talking all about the product. They're gonna make the company photos. They're gonna grab those and they're gonna post them. and they're going to talk about how amazing the product is or how amazing the company is. They're going to hype it up. It's so easy. Like when they talk to people, anybody can do this. It's ground for opportunity. It's incredible, blah, blah, blah. That is the 0 to 1 network marketer. And they're most likely going to quit within the first 2 months if they use that strategy, because they haven't learned the skill sets such as marketing, sales, leadership, or mindset. And those are the things you're going to need to really invest a lot of your time into and learning and implementing if you want to get past that first stage. Now that second stage is you've learned, like, how do I get people to buy, or you learn how to close and stuff like that. And that's where it's a lot more fun, but the most fun is the third step. And I know I'm briefly going over these steps, and the point of that is because I only want to make this video to the person, the leader, who's at this last step right here, where they feel capped out. They feel like they're like, dude, like I don't have more people to talk to. I'm posting all this stuff. The algorithms maybe aren't helping out as much, but it's like, how do I get in front of way more people? How do I make way more money? Most importantly, how do I make sure that now that I've built this leadership level, this rank that I'm at, where I'm making pretty good money, where I don't have to lose that money. I don't have to worry about the ups and downs of network marketing, where 1 month is awesome, but the next few months is like, oh, and you just hope for like a new product launch, or you hope you bring in a new leader who just has this massive amount of team volume. You know what I'm probably talking about if you're at that level, right? And so the ups and downs, it's so risky, because it's like you probably have left your 9 to 5. This probably is like your main thing, and it's like your livelihood. This is what you're feeding your family on. And so those ups and downs are super stressful. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how you don't have to worry about any of that. And here's what I'm going to talk to you about.
So one thing I can say for Trey is that he is pretty blunt. He is exposing, this is a common sales tactic to gain trust with your potential customers, is that if you put out honesties. For example, I used to, at my very first sales job, I worked at a tanning salon, and I would say, listen, I'm a pale queen, okay? You know that in order for me to get this dark, I would usually, they would have little stickers on there so you can show them like what your normal color is. And so they could trust me. They knew that the products that I would, tell them were good. And I'd be like, this one is overpriced garbage, girl. I wouldn't sell you this if it was the last lotion in here. Absolutely not. But what I will sell you is this one. It's worth the hype. It's worth the money. It's not as expensive as some of the other ones. It's not super cheap either. But this one is a amazing option. It's great for you. Once again, I got out of sales because I was so tired of giving people things that they don't need. So this is something that I just learned naturally over time. But one of the best things to do is be honest. Now, what he's doing is he's putting the honesty and he's poking holes in the MLM pain points. We've already talked about that. In order to do what? Bolster his solutions. But can we also pick holes all over his solutions? We sure as heck can. And I'm going to come in here and do exactly what he's doing about MLMs and, how it doesn't work if you talk about all these products. And I'm going to do it for all of his stuff, because nobody is doing that for him. Because if that's the tactic he wants to use in order to scam people out of money for his terrible company that can't even pay its employees properly, then guess what? We're going to also hold him to that same candle, and we're going to say, I don't think so. Consumer protection is important, and I don't want anyone to have all this hope, spend all this time, energy, and effort, thousands of dollars, to be bamboozled by the likes of you, who literally blocks someone the comment that they make one comment. I just told him, don't use your child for that. And guess what? Income disclosure statements show that MLMs don't work. Knock it off. Stop it. Hello.
Most network marketers will never reach this level of success where they have learned how to brand themselves, build their own email list. But specifically what I'm talking about in this video is how to create your own course and why you need your own course. I already know right now, some people who are watching this video said, I have to make my own course. Well, that's not duplicatable. I don't know how to make my own course. Well, you didn't learn how to speak when you first were born. Maybe when you went to high school, you didn't learn how to speak a second language, or maybe you didn't learn how to play guitar, but eventually you learned the skills to do it. And so anything can be done if you're willing to just get your head out of your ass and go do it and learn it, right? So let's talk about this. Why do you need your own course? Well, when I was in my 5th year of my first network marketing company. So I was in a health and fitness company, and I felt like I was really, really capped out I was from a small town in northern New York. I knew everybody. Everyone knows me. Like, it's just a really, really small town. I graduated.
So another thing he's doing here too is he's calling them a leader, right? And he's saying, because you've convinced other people to buy in this product so that they then think that they're starting a business, you are now some type of leader. I'm going to say this in the most loving possible way that I can. You are not. You convinced some people to join your system, join your company for whatever reason, whether it was the products, whether it was the business opportunity, whether it was the community, is what people who usually aren't making money like to say. But you convinced them to do that. Just because they're underneath you in a downline does not make you a leader. And that's okay. You don't have to be a leader. I'm not a leader in anything right now. But he is saying, once again, everything we already know is that when you have hit your warm market up, even if you try to get some cold messaging out there, you do hit a wall. And that is why people will usually leave after the first couple months, because they will try and hit starter kind of bonuses and they don't. And when they see that nobody is liking it, they're already starting to hemorrhage their relationships. They're like, "Ooh, gotta stop the bleeding right now." And it's not worth it for what, $20? It's not worth it to sell, to degrade myself, to talk to my high school friends, to change my entire content. It's just not worth it for what I'm getting. So pain points so that he can sell his own crap.
27 people in my graduating class. Yeah, is that small? No, I'm not Amish. But the point is like, I needed a way to get like out there in front of the world, in front of people who are actually looking for help. And one of the things that really bugged me was knowing that the company, every company, has this one thing in their policy and procedure that says, at any time, we can remove access or remove you from the company, and there's nothing you can do about it. Every company has this. Go look at your compensation plan or your terms and condition. Go look at your policy and procedure. There's literally a thing that says we can remove you from this. We can terminate you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Why? Because it's not your company. This is not your company. It is not your thing, and at any time, it can be taken away from you, or they can close their doors, or they can change their compensation plan to go from MLM to affiliate, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's happened time and time again.
Okay, before we talk about this, a couple things. Number one, when I had first filmed this, which was like a week and a half ago, I had talked about the fact that Julie Anderson had, and I forgot his name, like John something. He's part of the Nueva, the new bullcrap that is going around. And this guy was John, I'm pretty sure his name was John. He was demeaning towards his people. And once again, this is another tactic. This isn't per se a sales tactic. It's more of a manipulation tactic to break someone down in order to build them up. So he is being rude. He's being disrespectful. Oh, you might think, I can't do that. I thought, well, did you learn to talk? Yeah. Eventually you can. The problem is the actual help that they're getting. Number one, they have to pay for that help. There's tons of resources out there. If you actually go and look up, how to help with a small business, how to market yourself, how to do all this stuff. There's tons of resources out there for free. You don't need Trey's BS in order to do that. Overpriced garbage, girl. Number two, building a course requires a level of expertise that just watching YouTube videos and having maybe some years of manipulating people to join your pyramid scheme. Sorry, not sorry. That's my opinion. That's not enough to build a course. I just watched Hannah Alonso's video about the lady who was doing the mystery shoppers and how her entire gimmick seemed to be the course she was selling in regards to it, right? It's not the business itself that's making money. It is people's desire to want to do that and her course to say, I'll teach you how. But where are her credentials? Where are Trey's credentials? Let's find out.
And it's about time most network marketers, leaders, learn this one thing to build their own thing so that if that were to happen, they don't have to worry about it. And so the way I figured it out, like I said, I was with a health and fitness company, which ironically closed their doors. They changed from an MLM to affiliate regardless, what I learned was I need to build my own thing. And so what I started doing, rather than anybody who's interested in losing weight and pointing them to the company and building my company's email list and building my company's asset and selling my company's thing, I built my own assets. Here's what I mean. Instead of a course, I actually did a 10-day challenge. And within this 10-day challenge, it was my goal to help people drop weight, stick to accountability. Just, you know, when you're on like that weight loss journey, like the first 10 days are always the hardest. You're sore, you're miserable, you want to eat chocolate, you want to drink wine. And if you could just stick those first 10 days, I noticed, I was like, I can help you stick with it. And so here's what I did. I did a 10-day challenge. It was $50 to join. And basically what I said was, here's what we're going to do. You're going to drink a gallon of water every day for the next 10 days. You're going to follow a meal plan for the next 10 days, and we're going to be minimal on the whole carb intake. Vegetables, protein, fats are fine, but carbs, minimal, right? So water, food, and I said, you're going to move your butt. You're going to do something for the next 10 days, whether it's 10.
So he is absolutely accurate. Once again, he's putting in truth. He's trying to scare you, which, I mean, multi-level marketers should be scared. But his tactic is not to say, don't join this because guess what? They can absolve you anytime. They can go to affiliate at any time. He's not saying it to warn true consumer protection. He is doing that in an effort to sell you either A, on his own scam, or B, to just get you to watch his video. He has 10,000 subscribers. He is now, he's trying to exert his expertise by saying some truths of the industry. But the fact of the matter is that what he suggests to you is another literal pile of poo-poo. Goo-goo caca.
1,000 steps, where it's a following an exact workout plan. I don't care, but you need to sweat. You need to move your face. You need to pump some iron. You got to do something to like burn calories, right? That's all that weight loss really was. It was like move your ass, drink lots of water, and mind what you eat. That was it. And so for the 10 days, that's all we did. We just focused on that. And so I'm in this like, and all I used was a Facebook group. They paid me $50. It's like, cool, you get access to this Facebook group for the next 10 days. So I would hit that. And at first I started with like 5 people, but then it started growing because I was sharing testimonials of the people that I was helping. I wasn't sharing testimonials from the company. I wasn't blasting products on Facebook and like that. I was sharing people that I was helping, their before and afters of just 10 days. And what they were saying about the 10 days, how awesome it was, how they overthought everything, how easy I broke it down for them, and they loved it, okay? So let me stay on that. So for 10 days, $50, I'd have 5 people. Then I started having 10 people. Then I started 20 people. I don't know if you like math, but 10 people times $50 is $500. So I was making easily $500 just from doing this one thing. And no, I wasn't getting rich off of it. But what happened was I decided to.
He is telling people, not counting for their body weight, not counting for any of their other physical or health conditions. He is telling them to drink a gallon of water and eat little to no carbs. Where is his authority to do that? Because he has been selling, I'm pretty sure it was body shakes for a while. That does not give him any authority to do this. Now, of course, there are some states where you can do like accountability, things like that, and you can do that. But for $50 for 10 days, and in my opinion, the first 10 days, unless you're an alcoholic, first 10 days would be extremely difficult because you're going through withdrawals. But for me, the first 10 days are a little bit easier. It's the time after that when you are sick and tired of doing it. You've done it for 2 weeks and you're like, oh, I just want a burger, you know, whatever it is. Which, in my humble opinion, eat all the things you want. I am no expert. I think everything in moderation. But we see this so frequently where they are coming out as some kind of an expert. He's going so far as to say he's branding himself and he's giving out this advice. He has no credentials to do so, in my opinion.
To implement this one extra thing that made me even more money. What was that? Some people were like, hey Trey, can you make me a customized meal plan? Hey Trey, can you make me a customized workout plan based off my goals? And I said, yes, it's actually gonna cost you. an extra $200, but I'd be more than happy to hop on Zoom, hear what your goals are, map everything out. And now that ChatGPT is out, like you could fart that out in 15 minutes, right? It's so stupid easy now. Regardless, so I'd make
putting losing weight as something like that's all it is: move your body, drink water, etc. Once again, I'm no expert. I am absolutely nobody, but there's so much more that goes into that, whether that is mental health issues, whether that's physical issues, whether that's a relationship with food issue. There's so much more that goes into it. Hearing him say this, it kind of puts people who are struggling with weight loss, it makes them feel like, oh, it's just that simple. Just drink a gallon of water, mind what you eat, and, work out. Okay. Like move your body, sweat. Yes, calories in, calories out. But what is making that difficult for you? What is prompting that? And that's usually something that a therapist, a licensed therapist, can help you with. But all that to say is that everyone's situation is different. Just saying drink some water and it'll fall, drink some water, move your butt and eat right and it'll fall off is not always the case. And listening to some random guy on Facebook, because that's where he put all this stuff out at, is not a good option. And it sucks when there are people charismatic like this that have a way to convince people that he knows this kind of stuff. He speaks with a lot of confidence. He has a cadence to his voice. He's, tries to throw in these jokes, etc., etc. But in all actuality, where are his credentials? Where is the protection for the consumer to say, hey, I am just here as an accountability partner. Here's a couple, diets or whatever I found that work, maybe choose one, but you have to do that part on your own. Just accountability partner, we're all together, and then charging $50 for what? We're going to find out he exploits them even more.
Make an extra $200 from that. And so I was making a couple $1,000 every time I did this, my own 10-day challenge, right? And I know I said courses, but like, look, whether it's a challenge or it's a course or it's a mini course or whatever it may be, like you're building your own asset so that you are at the forefront, not your company. So even if your company disappears, they change their comp plan, whatever, it does not matter because you have built you as your brand, as your asset, not the company's, right? So you're building your email list, you're making your own income stream, and it's just way more fun this way. So anyways, think about what happened. So I got those people results within those 10 days. What was I doing? Not was I getting results and stuff like that. I was building my influence. I was building my authority, and people were looking at me as I was the go-to person. They already trusted me now because I was helping them get results. I was helping them throughout the 10 days, sticking with it. And so I was really showing up as, oh my gosh, Trey is the leader.
Where's Erin B's when we need her? First off, in certain states, you have to be extremely careful when you are offering custom meal plans without credentials. That is extremely dangerous for many people. Workout plans, all that stuff, it is extremely dangerous. But his goal, he made it so clear, it was to do what? Make more money. So he could give a crap if it's dangerous. And thankfully to Erin B's, I know that there are some legal ramifications for offering some of this stuff in some states. I looked up and I said, if they're doing it remotely, like they're in New York, which is where he's located, and they're in Florida, internet said that is absolutely something he could be legally responsible for if they're in Florida and he is in New York. Even though he's not in the state, if he's offering it to someone who lives in that state, he is still liable. Once again, I'm not saying any of this for sure. I'm just saying that you need to be very careful when you're offering this kind of stuff without credentials, which from my understanding, I couldn't find him anywhere. And if I guarantee you he's the kind of person, if he had those credentials, he'd be blasting them everywhere. I'm a licensed blah, blah, blah. And he doesn't. Goo goo gaga.
He is the guy for when it comes to this stuff. I was sharing testimonials to other people who weren't a part of it, or being like, he is the dude. We got to go to him, right, if I want to lose weight. And so all that influence and authority, what happens when you have influence, authority, and people know, like you, and trust you? What happens? They'll say...
So he's saying, go exploit people, use AI to create crap for you based off the information on the internet, give it to other people, and charge them for it. without any credentials. And it doesn't matter what company you're in, you can do this. Because why? You're building a brand for yourself. You're saying, I am what's valuable to you. And he's building that value after gaining their trust because he's crapping on the pain points that we already know exist in the MLM field. And guess what, Trey? Guess what? Anti-MLMers have been doing that for forever. We've been telling you the pain points for forever. But we're not doing it to sell you anything. We're doing it to protect consumers from something that is a modern day scam that is hurting thousands of people. You are doing it specifically so you can garner their trust to sell your crap. Thousands of dollars for your crap. Not okay, in my opinion.
Whatever you recommend, I will probably buy. Guys, the reason that network marketing leaders, it's becoming so easy for them to recruit and sell product is because they built influence, they've built that trust, they've built that authority, but what they did was they became the person that people want to buy from. They became the leader that people are like, I don't even care what company you're with, I just want to join you because it's you. I get access to you. That is the biggest network marketing secret that I hopefully you caught, is that you need to become the person that people will join or buy from. They don't even have to know the company or product that you're with. They go and join you because you built your authority and your influence. And you can do that by building your own courses, challenges, mentorship programs, whatever it may be. I like courses, digital products that I create that I don't, not the master reseller rights crap, the stuff that you create that is you, that they get from you. And so no matter what, those 10 days, some people are like, I don't want these next 10 days to stop. Guess what I did? They went on to the next thing of, well, I will help you with my products that I'm associated with, that I'm affiliated with. You buy those products from me, it comes with a workout plan. I'll be working with the next 60, 90 days as well, so we can continue your weight loss journey. Those people were buying from me left and right. And it was how easily I was able to get like 5 new customers every single month with ease, because I would bring them through my own challenge, and from there they know, like, and trust me. They know that I have the influence and authority built up, and anything that I recommend, they're like, yeah dude, here, let's do this. All right, I had such a good time with you within 10 days. I couldn't imagine what the next 60, 90 days would be like when I get a workout thing, I get a meal plan thing, and this was from the company. The products were all shipped to them. I didn't have to do any of that stuff. So weight loss shakes, pre-workouts, all that stuff that they wanted, I would basically say, like, do you need a pre-workout? Cool. Do you need a post-workout? Cool. Do you need a shake? Cool. Boom, here's your order, go buy it, and you can get into our next group that I would run. I did that nonstop. Just bring them in, bring them in. So I was making thousands of dollars from my own thing. I was building my influence, my authority from my own thing. And yes, this even works no matter what company you're with, no matter what product that you're with. It doesn't have to be a challenge. No, could it be a mini course that's like $27? Sure, you can do that as well. But I bring you to the next point that I want to give you. Most of you want to run ads, but you can't run ads to a friggin' MLM.
It's just so crazy when you think about, though, is how so many people offer this stuff for free. There are platforms like the one that he's using right now, and he is doing it. He's doing like a little bit of it. And this is also a very common sales tactic for people online, is they give just enough information, just enough where it's true and it's helpful in order for you to go, I want more, and they purchase your course, whatever. But, you know, there's so much money to just be made on YouTube. I mean, once again, I don't make any money from YouTube, but if you have enough subscribers, if you have enough influence, if you're making quality content, you can get, what do they call them? Why can't I think of it right now? You can get sponsors. There we go. You can get sponsors. You can get ad money. Like, why do you need all this extra? Because it is so incredibly lucrative. You're giving this false sense of connection, this false sense of you've got their back, and it's not true. It's not accurate.
Page. Not only will it not work for you because cold traffic, people who see an ad are going to be like, oh, it's $100 for this product, $200 for the product from this person I don't even know. Let me go buy it. No, that doesn't work like that. And it doesn't work like, oh, this person has an opportunity to join that I've never even met. I'm looking to join a network marketing company. Let me go buy and start up today. It doesn't work like that. And so by having your course or your...
What we can also see is that he repeatedly is a bad dude. See, he has greedy intentions. He's trying to build a parasocial relationship in order to exploit it, in order to get money directly from you. And your results, he's not being transparent with the results. He's not saying your content has to be not only good quality, not only consistent, but guess what? There's a huge portion of luck in there. The luck that people come across you, the luck that you translate to people online. I knew for a fact that when I started this, I'm like, people, not everyone's going to like me, and that's okay. But that translation there, I'm just hoping and praying that enough people like it, because my ultimate goal is to help protect consumers, and most importantly, to not allow people, especially within the Christian faith, to lose their faith because of these schemy, gross people like this.
Offer your own asset position that you can run ads to. You can run ads to your own thing all day long. And so you're making your money, you're building your own email list, you're building your list of good qualified people that you can now work with nonstop. And in the back end, you have opportunity for people to make an income alongside with you. You have products that people can buy from you, even other things that you can be associated with. What do I mean? Softwares that you use maybe to run your business or to do whatever that you can be an affiliate for, you can now make an income alongside with. Other tools and things that you use, like for example, a guy that I helped, he also is an affiliate for those cold plunge pool things, as well as saunas, that he can now refer to people who are in the health and fitness realm, right? Biohacking and stuff like that. Not only can he sell network marketing products, but he can also be an affiliate for other things as well. That's the whole game here, is you are the asset, you are the person, not your company. So if whatever happens, happens. But for right now, you're building you as the asset, and you have all these other streams of income coming in. That's how you make a lot of money around network marketing. I hope this video has helped you. If it has, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, so once again, he's not wrong. A lot of really good MLMers will do this, and then when their company does shut down, they'll pivot, and because they have garnered so much trust and so much loyal people, they will then be able to convince them to go to their new company, and they'll become instant successes because they had all these people underneath them follow them in. And you know, once again, there's a couple things to think about here, right? What's the motive? It's money and it's greed here, because he can make quality content on YouTube. He can make quality content on Instagram. But no, where he's making a large chunk of the money, thousands of dollars, is by selling them these courses and promising things that don't actually happen. If he was honest, because he's saying it's so easy, you know, the company just sells the products and it's just so great. Well, and then they could make income stream alongside of you. Well, no, if you had said the genuine truth, you know, working with MLMs, 99% of people will fail. It's just nasty. It's nasty to me. Trey, I don't like that you brought your son into this. Not so cutesy. Once again, informed consent, extremely important for minors. It doesn't look like you're a good business owner, in my opinion. The Automated Pros .io, he is affiliated with a software company that creates, or I don't know if he is affiliated, but he is using a software program that creates those funnels that you could just go directly through. You don't have to go through him. He just merely found all these resources and then, you know, positions himself as, I can teach you all these things, when in all actuality, he's not doing the work. An entire other program is creating the websites and all of that for him. So I don't think he's a good guy, but it's nice to hear someone just point blank say it out loud and really point out their nastiness in such a point blank way. It's all for the love of money. And, you know, once again, what do we really need to live and exist? So let me know what you thought about Trey and what you thought about this second episode of the Funnel Files. I love hearing your thoughts and opinions. It is fantastic. It is wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. And remember, Jesus flipped tables on scammers. So will I. Bye.